Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, August 26, 2025. So today was a little bit of a confusing day. I really wasn't looking for any type of really big move. I figured that we were going to get moves up and down, and really just close flat until tomorrow when we have the Nvidia report, and that's either going to make or break the market because we had the big move that came up with the Fed the Fed Powell announcing that there's going to be a rate cut on next in September. And now the thing is, what does the market do? What's it use for fuel? And really, the only thing that's coming up is going to be the earnings that comes out with Nvidia tomorrow. So if they're good, we're probably going to extend higher. And test that 6,500 level. If they're bad, really the main thing is going to be the 6,400 line. So we have the lines in the sand where if the bulls can get above the 64.78, then we're probably looking at a move up near the 6,500. If it gets above that, let's say the market really likes the Nvidia report and they scream higher than that, then what happens will probably come. We'll have to find out how the market accepts it. And what I mean by that is, let's say they jump up into this 65, say 25 level, somewhere in that a nice range. It could be higher, and then comes back down and tests this support right here at the. Hang on one second. Here we go. Okay, so at the 65, 64.78, and it's used as support, and then we pop back up, then we're probably going to be heading up to the 6,600 level. Now, if this gives way, then really the next line in the sand is going to be the 64.33. But that's what we made today. But really, the big thing is going to be down at the 6,400 level, because if the bulls lose that, then things could start getting pretty ugly. Meaning that we're really going to be heading down somewhere down into the 6,300 in a pretty quick manner. So a lot of things depend on tomorrow. We don't have any sell signals yet, but right now we're pretty close to the previous highs. So that's what kind of got me by surprise. But you can see once we came down and tested the 50-day moving average, buyers stepped in. So for this week, I'm kind of open minded. I think that if I'm leaning towards the upside rather than the downside. But I mentioned it in the morning notes. What I'm going to be doing is using IWM and really taking call positions in that, and then using TNA put positions as my hedge. And the reason why is that if it heads down, and let's say they don't like the earnings or something like that, and IWM, I'm just going to pull up the screen, and IWM dumps back down somewhere into the 232 range, then we're going to see TNA trading about a good 10% lower than that. So it should make up for the calls, and that's all it is. I'm leaning long and just using TNA as my hedge, meaning that if it doesn't go right, then that should cover the cost of the calls. And if the it goes as planned, and we get a spike up because of Nvidia's earnings, then my upside target on IWM, it's going to be all the way up at the 242 level. So we saw it make this massive move on the with the Fed in that, well, saying that they're going to cut rates. We've been kind of just going nowhere right now, and if it pops above it, we have the 236. It's got to get above, but from there we're going to be testing this level. So the risk reward on it, if it plays out, is we could get paid really well on the call side of IWM. And if it comes down, then let me just see if I have the TNA chart up here. Hang on one. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Where if we use the TNA, the put part of it, and the earnings they don't like at all, and we take out this support down at the 40, we're probably going to see TNA closing this gap down at the 37. So if we're building up put positions on it, and the earnings miss, and it comes back down to test the 37 or the 36, we'll well make up for the calls that we lost on the IWM, but vice versa. These are actually cheaper than IWM. So, and we don't have to keep buying them on a day to day basis because they expire on Friday. So we're able to use IWM on a day-to-day basis, and then for obviously get long tomorrow before the close, and then from there just see what plays out. Hopefully, we're going to see IWM trading somewhere up into the target of the 239, 240 level, 242, and we collect on that side. So that's the way I'm going to be playing Nvidia now. You can see, like I said, we came down, tested support, buyers stepped in. I really just thought we were going to end up pretty flat today, but we didn't really have any buy signals. We don't have any sell signals. So the rally up here brought us right up to the 78% retracement level. So if we open down tomorrow, really what we could look at is a possible little inverted head and shoulders pattern. But again, this is at the top of the actual chart. So it's not really a good inverted head and shoulders because you want them at the bottom of the chart. But if this is going to play out, we could see the spiders or S&P trading down at the 64.48 level, so about 20 points, a little bit less than 20 points, and that would form the right shoulder. And again, if it plays out like that, and they like the earnings, then we got to keep an eye on the 6,500, above 6,500. As long as the market accepts it, we got to keep the door open for 6,600. But there's definitely some dark clouds that are looming right now, and it may take till we go into the into Labor Day weekend where we make the top. But after that, the market is it's on some dangerous waters, and you can see if we make the new high here, we're going to have sell signals on the 60-minute chart. We already have them on the daily, so yeah, I'd just be careful. I'm not going to be saying to short this market, but I'm saying be very, very careful and take trades on a day-to-day basis instead of looking at a long-term outlet on it. So again, just to wrap up for tomorrow, what we have is the bulls got to get it above the previous highs at the 64.78. If they do that, I'm anticipating 6,500, 6,521. And then from there, it'll just park it until they see what happens with the NVIDIA earnings. But if we're going to be, say, doing some backing and filling from today, then what we would be looking at is a move coming somewhere down into the 64.22 level. And again, all it would be is an ABC move, so it'd allow for a move up. And if it continues lower, that's when we know things are breaking down. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night. Please excuse the microphone. This is just my computer one. We lost 240 today. I have some open positions. Here's that TNA that I was talking about. And I took one in this RXRX because if Nvidia blows it out, this is very highly shorted stock, and I bought September 5th calls, the 5, so it's trading at 483. Spent $400. So if it does, Nvidia blows it out, and because that's an AI healthcare stock, and that moves with it, it probably has a target of about 7, so it'd be a nice payday. If it doesn't, we lost $400. It's nothing major. And IWM, this was for today. These are the puts that we had because we had the 233 calls as well. So they did all right. And what, like I said, it was just a couple little trades with the spiders that got me on it. And that was it. So really no harm, no foul overall. I think tomorrow is going to be a big day. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.